Okay gang, this is the EverQuest user interface and it does not look pretty, and we are going to change that today. And what I'm going to be doing is, this is a character I haven't played in a very long time. It's on a new machine, so what you're seeing here is basically what you will be seeing when you make a new tune. Now, I'm going to be adjusting this to my playstyle and seeing the things I want to see, but you can watch this video and take elements of what I do and apply it to your user interface. Alright, so the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and start moving windows around. Just by simply clicking on them and dragging. I personally like to keep my other chat up, so that's what we're gonna do, just to kind of split the text up a little bit, because this is a text-based game. It's not a modern day MMO, as I'm sure most of you guys know. This game came out in 1999. It's still very old. As you can see, there's two people behind me, and that's everybody on the server, including me. Bad joke. Anyway, let's get started. Alright, so normally what I like to do is my player name panel right here. It has my health, mana, endurance, and my little mail icon. I like to keep it up here. And then below it, I put my group window and my extended target window, which, if you don't know what this is, it basically lets you know how many ads you have. And so I like to keep it by my group window simply for targeting purposes. This guy is my paladin, so if I need to heal and switch back to mobs, it's just a matter of clicking. And then I like my spells over here because I'm old school. Just drag these bars down. Depending on your resolution, you can make these buttons bigger by just right clicking. Button size. Let's just go 110. Drag it out a bit. Button size, we'll do 110. Drag it out. Okay. Move this here. We'll move this main chat here. This is your target window. As you can see, there's your buffs. But you know, you want to keep this where you can really see it, where it's real visible. We'll decide where we're going to put that in a bit. The next thing I like to do is, and guys, all this is right clicking. I mean, you can really figure it out on your own, but I figure if you're new to the game, you can kind of get a jump start on things. So main thing I like to do is make a new window. Okay, I'm going to rename this window by right clicking. I'm going to call it Tales/Guild. We can go with the long name, and party chat. Nope, we can't. So we'll just do that. And basically what I'm going to do is I'm going to right click, I'm going to go to filters, and then I want my Tales in this window, I want my group in this window, and I want my guild in this window. That eliminates them coming in these windows, and I can always go back and scroll through my Tales if I'm raiding or in a dungeon, whatnot. It's really handy. I really recommend it because a lot of these old school players, they don't use voice chats. A lot of guilds do, some don't, but you still need communication in this game, just like in any MMO. Okay, so for now I'm going to move my new chat window over here. Oop, need to get this. This is your target window. Normally a good idea to keep it by your target window. I'm gonna put my new chat window here, and what I personally like to do is right click on my main chat and always chat here. That way anytime you hit enter, you know your cursor is going to be right here on the main chat. So anyway, it's really handy to me. Okay, now we have some space down here, so what I'm going to do is your EverQuest button right here, which is really handy for new players. I'm going to have a third hotbar. Okay, and we're going to do the same thing, right click, button size. We're going to go to 110, like so, drag it out. Now, as I do this, I feel like it's important to notice it runs off your screen resolution, and I'm running 1920 by 1080. So if I was to minimize my game like so, you see how everything gets clumped up. So that is rather annoying, but you know, maximize, it's all back to normal. Now you can right click and lock your window lock, which is really handy. It's a must do, really, if I'm being honest. The game is really old, so there is some lag. Sometimes you might accidentally drag a window around, and that's not good. Okay, so we got our action bar set up. I haven't got my abilities on there yet, which we'll do here in a little while. So up here in the top right, these are your bard songs and your auras that you'll see. I normally don't pay too much attention to those. I've been playing the game for a while, so I pretty much know what the bards and the chanters are gonna have on me, so we're just gonna keep that kind of small. Now for our buffs, this is our buff window. You can mouse over, see what the name of the buffs are. I like to just kind of space them out, and I like to drag it all the way out. Looks tacky, I know, but you can right click, faded level, we're gonna go down to 0. Kind of hide that little bar there, and you can do that for all your windows. So like if you want your screen space, which I don't blame you, you can simply go to alpha in your window tab, faded level, and we'll just take this down to about 20. And you know, we'll do that for all 3 windows we have here. Kind of get a transparent look going. Yeah. Alrighty. Alright. So let's go ahead and let's find out where we're going to put our target window. So I'm going to target this player and see all her buffs. She's what they call lobby buff. She's been camping buffs out in the guild lobby. So just put it right here for now. Okay. Ooh, she's targeted me. Wow. Okay, that's cool. Checking me out, sexy dwarf. Anyway, I'm not funny, I'm sorry. So this is looking kinda decent. Let's go ahead and bring this, let's go to faded. Alright, let's just bring that down. If I need to move it later, I will. I like to keep my window selector, we'll just keep it, you know what, we'll drag the songs down, the buffs down, and then, oops, we'll just keep this up here. Now you can get rid of this if you need. That looks good. Okay, now our compass, we'll just keep it visible. We'll just put it here for now. And really, once you get to playing the game, you'll realize where you want everything. The main thing I always tell people is to make a chat window, because you don't want to miss a tail. What if something drops and they're like, okay, this is rotting, and you have these windows just scrolling through text, because like I said, everything is text-based, you're going to miss some important stuff. So it's very important to be sure you have a social window made. Okay guys, here we are at a target dummy. Now, the reason I'm here is I'm going to show you all the text that fly around. Again, this is a heroic character. I don't know if I mentioned, I've never really played this toon, so I don't know its rotation. But to play the game like modern day MMOs, of course, your main spell abilities, you would want to drag on your bar so you can, you know, easy keybind them. That's what I'm looking for, keybind. So let's see what this spell does. Okay, so basically it is a stun. Paladins get stuns and it hits for 1027. So what I'm going to do, oops, I'm going to drag this on to my number 5 so I can just start whacking away. Okay, now you see in the main chat, you see all that clutter going on. Oh, I guess I should keep auto attack on. It's been a while, guys. So yeah, we're casting spells. You see my spells in my other chat. Basically, you can make a whole new window for just your spells. One thing I like to do is I like to turn this melee attack, I like to take that off, because you can free up a button and you can just go up and hit Q. Q is your auto attack, so keep that in mind. You can free up space. I can now put taunt as my number 1, and then I can have a better rotation going on. Again, I haven't looked at my AAs, which we can go over in a different video, but I have a lot to go through to learn how to play this class. So let's get on to filtering these windows. Alrighty, so I have some space down here in the right hand corner. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make a new window again, and then I'm going to right click filters and melee my hits. Okay, so now all my hits are going to go up into this window. I'm going to right click again, hit modes, number only. Okay, then it won't say use slash a combat dummy for blah 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 damage, blah blah blah. Now it'll just show up. I'll go ahead and demonstrate that. See, it just has my little little numbers. I'm right clicking everything, I'm sorry guys. Okay, so you see how small that is. So now I can just kind of make it a small window, conserve some more space. We'll do the same thing, right click, alpha, faded. We'll go down to 20 again, I guess would be good. I guess I'm gonna have to click on it, my mouse is funny. 20. Now I'm gonna name this hits. Now if you're like me, if you like numbers, I like to see my critical hits. So I'm going to make a new chat window. Again, filter, spells, criticals, filters, melee, criticals. So now all my spell and melee criticals will go in this window. We'll name it crits. Again, you guys do not have to do this. This is just what I do, because I like to see everything that my player is doing. Okay, so we have our windows made. We have them spread out nice. We have the fades going on, so we have more screen space. Now, one thing you got to bear in mind is when you're out in combat, you're going to see your groups damage. You're going to see people outside of your group. Your windows are going to be just blowing through with everybody else's text. And the real way to mitigate all that is to go into options and then go to chat, and you scroll through these. Like right now I'm in combat, and I can pick other hits, other damage. I can click show, I can click mine only. You can change the color of these texts, so if I want my spell colors to my spell text colors to be not this dark blue, I could change them to like a bright orange. So this is really important. I highly recommend going through this. It really helps. As you can see, my pet hits. I don't have a pet, but I can go down here and I can click hide. Others missing me, I'm gonna go ahead and hide that. Other hits on you, other damage on you, show. So all this stuff, this is where you can really get into it and really mitigate all this text that is just flying everywhere. I've already done this on this account beforehand, so there's not much I can do. This is normally one of the first things I go to because I just want to see mine. There is a DPS meter for EverQuest. It's called Game Parse. That would be a whole new video. It's really in depth, really detailed, and maybe in the future I'll do a video on it. Okay, so once you go through your options and your chat filters and you get everything hidden that you don't want to see and everything that you do want to see, you're pretty much set. Now this UI doesn't look pretty, and I'm going to load a user interface to just kind of give you guys an idea that you can get a modern day look and a modern day feel for the game. We'll do that here in a minute. Next, I want to go over macros. If you see on my bar down here, I have a sit button. I take that off because on your action bar here, you see you have sit, you know, or you can just control S. And if you're learning the game and you're playing a caster, you will be sitting a lot, so you can keep it there if you want, but the higher level you get, all these bars that I have down here that are empty will be filled up. Like I said, you go to your AA points, there's just a ton of stuff. So I'm going to be key binding my little dwarf ass off later. But for the sake of the video, I want to go over your social tab over here on your action bar, and you can scroll over, right click one, and then this will be your macro macro system. So if I want to make a dance macro, just for the sake of the video, just type in /dance. A lot of casters, especially boxers, they have macros set up to where they cast, then the second line they pause, then they cast their next spell, they pause, then they cast their next spells, and then they make another macro. You can do all kinds of things with macros, which I will again cover in a future video. So let's make the text bright blue, just drag it right here, and I have animations turned off so you can't see me dance, but I'm dancing. Alright, so again, I just want to stress that this is how I would do my UI. I'm making this video for friends and new players that want to get into the game, and just let you know, you don't have to deal with the spam. Spend some time with your UI. It'll make your gameplay experience way better. So this is going to be a tune. I do not know how to play. I got a free heroic when they was giving them out recently, and since this will be the tune I'm going to play, personally I'm going to load a UI because I cannot stand the default. So options, and I already loaded my little UI. I'm going to have a link in the description for eqinterface.com, where you can find all these add-ons and full customizable UIs with good interfaces. So it will give you you know, almost a modern day experience. Okay, as we wait for this to load, my windows will look a little funky and I will have to rearrange them, so we'll just do a quick time lapse and we'll get that going and show you guys what it's like to have a updated UI. Alright, so this is what I'm going to go with. It will probably change once I get out there and test it in some gameplay. But this is what I'm going with for now. And if you guys want to jump into EverQuest and just mess around, give it a shot, don't hesitate to mess around with your UI. It will make your life way easier, and I highly recommend it. So if you guys have any questions or want to see a future EverQuest video, just let me know in the comments below. Thank you.